What do you think of the tone in the Senate right now, and whether your party is pushing things too far, whether Republicans are? What do you think?
Well, I don't think the tone is good. I think people, quite frankly, are sick of the shenanigans in Washington, D.C., and have been for some time.
This could very well spell the decline of the American empire in terms of the direction we're going. But I am absolutely convinced great nations, great republics don't die by murder. They die by suicide.
We were weighing this in this great international debate going on within our nation, this crisis, this moral dilemma, and only one guest came to mind, Joe Piscopo. He joins us right now. Joseph, we are a nation at war with itself.
Oh.
What do you make of this?
Stop the whining. Neil Cavuto, my dear friend. It's like Chuck Schumer. We used to do these characters, if I could just refer to the great Saturday Night Live with respect. Robin Duke and I used to do characters called The Whiner. Doug and Wendy Whiner, they whined about everything. And Chuck Schumer's whining about Donald Trump. And Elizabeth Warren's whining. Will you stop the whining, please? Just stop the whining. It's, you know, we just got to make it work. And you know what, too, Neil, if I may? It's they never come up with solutions. And I don't have any hate toward anybody. I always say that on your show. And we should all kind of all get along.
I hear you.
Stop butting heads. It happens in Trenton, it happens in Albany, it happens in state capitals, it happens in Washington, D.C. Stop the whining, and if you're going to whine like we do on the radio every morning, I will. I'll whine, I'll complain, but I come up with a solution. Is that too much to ask, Neil?
You know, and there are some cooler heads in both parties that try to prevail and try to work with the other side. That's why I give Emmanuel Cleaver a great deal of kudos, because he is trying to say there's a better way to do this. He agreed with a lot of those congressmen and women who opted out of attending the inauguration, but he told a good many of them it's a bad idea. I share some of your angst about this guy, that it's a bad idea. We should all be here. We should all honor the process. But, of course, we're far past that now. And I don't know if this has any chance of coming back, and people are capable of dialing it back. So what are we in for?
Well, I think what the Democrats have to watch out for, and you're talking to a lifelong former Blue Dog Democrat, and some of my best friends are Democrats. I have no hate toward anybody. But you're going to lose the party. Look what happened in this election, how Donald Trump stepped up. He touched the tone of the people. He heard the people. He heard we the people. The people have awakened. Now the Democrats, when you say something bad, whether it's from a performing stage or whether it's from the floor of the Senate, and you say something bad about Donald Trump, you're insulting tens of millions of American people who actually believe in this guy and believe you should just give him a chance.
But, you know, it's getting crazy. Did you read this story? Maybe you covered it on your show, about a woman who left her husband at 22 years because the guy voted for Trump. Now, immediately when I heard that, I said, well, there are other issues going on here. Maybe he wasn't cleaning up after himself or whatever. But maybe use that as an excuse. But, I mean, that's getting nutty, isn't it?
Why do you refer to like exes when you talk to me in the office? Why would you bring that up?
I had to. I just thought it was odd.
And if a woman, you know what I have to say? Oh, she's going to kill me for telling you this. I have this problem of being organically honest, except my ex, one of my exes. Let me put it that way.
Let's be clear.
What she said, you know, she was a big fan of a former president. I don't want to mention the president's name because I was not. As soon as she said, wow, he's one of the best presidents ever in history, and then she left me. I was not really upset after that. You know?
Is that right?
I let her go.
But that was not the reason why that particular thing happened. You glossed over that, which is fine. So let me ask you now.
I glossed over that. Thank you.
So let me get your take now about.
Go ahead.
I think however you're able to bridge the divide and get people like you, and even why they tout your name as gubernatorial possibilities in New Jersey, is because you could bridge this divide. I think the reason why Donald Trump is where he is, he bridged a divide between traditional Republicans and Democrats, those who had it with the system. So Republicans who think he's one of their own, he really isn't. Democrats who argue he has nothing in common with them, he really does. But that's what people are looking for. So
exactly right.
I'm wondering if that will continue now, or given the experiences here, and if people are constantly pounded with the notion, oh, he's failing or this isn't working, they're going to revert back to traditional petri dish politicians.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think that you need a leader on the Democratic side, a leader who just has, who stops just the headbutting. Just as an example, I went down to the Assembly in New Jersey just to meet some folks. They were giving some Italian-American awards out, and I was one of the folks. So I went down, talked to
That's odd that they found some in southern Jersey. That's pretty remarkable.
Not enough Italians in Jersey, you're right. Yeah. So I go down to the Republican caucus in the Assembly, and they were very, very nice. And then my buddy, the minority leader, took me over to the Democratic side. It was great. It was nice. And I talked to them, and we hugged, and we talked. You can work it out. I am so convinced, and I'm driven to be able to work it out and to just stop this partisan politics. It's got to stop. And the Republicans, again, I don't want to say anything bad about anybody. They've got to just go with this president for now. The Democrats as well. You just got, everybody's got to be stopped. Stop whining. Let's give it a shot. They're not even giving Donald Trump a chance, Neil. Yeah. They're jumping down every second. Every second they get, they jump down his throat.
It used to be we waited to protest for the president to screw up something, right?
Yeah,
now
exactly.
we assume he will, and so we pre-protest.
No, it's like the immigration pause, and it's not a ban, it's a pause. They were waiting for Donald Trump to do anything. Neil, they were salivating, waiting. They had busloads of paid protesters ready to jump in. But let's just calm down. We're a great country, the greatest country on planet Earth. We got a guy who's in charge, who's doing what he said he was going to do. Let's just calm down. Stop the whining, Neil Cavuto. Please stop the whining.
I'm not whining. All right. Joe, thank you very, very much. A breath of fresh air. We need that. We need that in New Jersey.
God bless America, man.
We need that in New Jersey as well.